Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to make this awesome Spider Web Macarons. They're easy to make and perfect for Halloween. Let's check it out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. Let's start by making the macaron batter. Place a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. Add the sugar and egg white powder to the bowl if using. The egg white powder is optional. If you're not using it, just skip it. You don't have to change anything else in the recipe. Whisk the sugar and the egg white powder so it doesn't clump up. Now add the egg whites to the bowl and whisk until the sugar is completely melted. It will take a couple of minutes. You can test by touching the mixture between your fingers, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it from the heat. Transfer the syrup to the bowl of a mixer. With the whisk attachment, start whisking the mixture on low for about 30 seconds, then gradually start increasing the speed to medium. I like to finish whipping the meringue on speed 6 of the KitchenAid. It takes me about 13 minutes to whip my meringue, but you shouldn't go by time, you should go by what the meringue looks like. To some people it takes way less time, and to others it takes longer to whip the meringue. To know if the meringue is done whipping, keep your eye on the whites. Once they get glossy and you start seeing streaks formed by the whisk and the meringue collecting in the center of the whisk, it might be time to stop. When you pull the whip up, the peak should be shooting straight up, not bending down to the side. Also, if you look on the bottom of the whisk, the collected meringue should be forming soft but defined waves. Now let's pour the sifted powdered sugar and almond flour into the stiff meringue and start folding with a spatula. Fold the dry ingredients with the meringue just until you see no more dry ingredients. As soon as you see no more almond flour or powdered sugar in the meringue, stop stirring and divide the batter between two different bowls. You need more black batter than white, so have that in mind. You could probably do a quarter of the batter white and the rest black, but I didn't measure mine, I just eyeballed it. Work with one bowl at a time, keeping the other one covered meanwhile. We're gonna make the first batter black. Here I'm adding some black powder food coloring, and I'm also going to add black gel food coloring. You're gonna need quite a bit of food coloring to make this batter really black. Add more food coloring as needed, but be careful to not overmix the batter because oftentimes people will continue to add color in order to obtain a more vibrant tone. And then they'll end up overmixing the batter in the attempt to obtain the desired color. And you don't want that to happen, so just be mindful. Fold the batter until the perfect consistency is achieved. The batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly, and you should be able to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without having it break up. And then even after the batter breaks up, it should still continue to flow off the spatula. Transfer the black batter to a piping bag fitted with a round piping tip. I like to use a Wilton number 12, which measures about 1/4 of an inch in diameter. Tie the end of the bag with a bag tie. This way the batter won't dry out and also won't escape through the top as you're piping. Now let's work with the white batter. To the white batter, I'm adding a little bit of white powder food coloring. Stir until the perfect consistency is achieved. Again, the batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. You should be able to pick up some batter with a spatula and draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without having it break up. Transfer the white batter to a piping bag fitted with a small round piping tip. I used the Wilton number 1. Now let's start piping. Place the piping bag containing the black batter directly 90 degrees over the center of each macaron template. Apply gentle pressure and carefully pipe for about 3 seconds and then quickly pull the bag up, twisting slightly at the top. We're only doing a few macarons at a time. We don't want to pipe too many shells because we don't want the black batter to start drying before we get a chance to make the spider web effect. Now we're going to grab the white batter and we're going to start making circles on top of the black piped batter. Pipe a small circle in the center, then pipe a larger circle around it, and continue 1 or 2 more times until you can't fit any more circles on the macaron surface. It should look something like a target. Then immediately grab a toothpick or a cake scribe and starting at the center, swipe gently with the scribe on the surface of the shell to drag the batter out to form the lines of the webs. Repeat this around the center a few times. You don't want to sink the toothpick or the cake scribe too deep into the batter. You only want to swipe on the surface of the shell. Then give the trays a few taps against the counter or against the palm of your hands to release any air bubbles and to help the batter smooth out. And also use a toothpick or the cake scribe to pop any visible air bubbles or to fix any pointy tips that might have formed in the process. And then we're just going to continue to pipe a few more shells at a time and do this process until you're done. I had leftover black batter, so I also piped some black macarons without the white web design. Now we're gonna let the trays rest so the shells dry before baking. Even if I'm baking on my little oven where I can usually do the no rest method, I have to let the black shells rest because of the amount of food coloring used here. It takes me a long time to dry the black shells, probably close to 2 hours, even with my dehumidifier turned on. And the time drying might be different for you. You know they're ready when you gently touch the surface of a macaron and it doesn't stick to your finger. And it also doesn't feel too soft. Bake one tray at a time in the oven. On my large oven, I bake the trays at a 310 Fahrenheit oven for about 15 to 20 minutes total. To know if the macarons are done baking, try to move a macaron, and if it doesn't feel jiggly, you can remove it from the oven. To some of the black macarons that I had made, I decorated them with an ice sugar decoration from Wilton Cakes. Simply spread a little bit of melted chocolate on the shell and place the decoration right on top to make it stick. Now we're going to make the black chocolate frosting. Beat the butter with an electric mixer on medium-high for a couple of minutes. With the mixer off, add melted and cooled down chocolate and mix to combine. Then add cocoa powder. Here I'm using a mixture of regular and black cocoa powder. If using just regular cocoa powder, you can add some black powder food coloring or some black gel food coloring to make the frosting black. Also in this video, I'm making a double recipe than what's indicated on the ingredients list because I was filling a double batch of macarons. Add the powdered sugar and mix on low until the dry ingredients are incorporated with the butter. Raise the speed to medium-high and continue whipping until the frosting is smooth. Also, I forgot to add the vanilla in the video, but at this point you should add the vanilla and mix. The frosting should be smooth, thick, and not too stiff. Add a little bit of liquid such as milk or water if the frosting is too stiff, or you can add more powdered sugar if the frosting is too runny and you went overboard with the milk or water. Now let's fill the macarons. Place the frosting in a piping bag fitted with the tip of choice. I'm using the tip 6B. Pipe the frosting on the bottom shell of the macarons and then top with another shell. I hope you enjoyed today's video and happy Halloween! Thanks for watching, bye!